Hey everybody, it's Julie the Whippy Chick here, and today makes day number 33 of isolation for me. It's been 33 days since I was told to start working from home. So it's been interesting, and I decided to make a list of things I've learned through isolation. So this is just a short list. It only took me maybe 5 minutes to come up with this list. I'm not sure I'll read everything to you. And it might sound like I'm taking it lightly, and I'm not. But I think that it's important to have some lightness in these dark moments. So one thing that was dark that I learned this morning is it's been close to 14,000 people. 14,000 people in New York State, which is the state I live in, that have died from coronavirus. I don't take that lightly at all. I try to picture what 13,000 people looks like, and it's mind-boggling, to say the least. So, some of the things I've learned from this whole experience. Number one thing is how much I love and appreciate my husband and my son. There's no one I'd rather be with 24 hours a day, 7 days a week than the two of them. That's the number one thing I've learned. But some of the sillier things that I've learned are how to sew a mask. Didn't know I could do that, but yeah, learned how to sew masks. So not just for me and my son and my husband, but for hospital workers and friends and family. And now in New York State, you have to wear them when you're in public, and you can't maintain social distancing rules. You have to wear masks. So any grocery store, gas station, anywhere, park. I guess if you're in the park and you can't maintain that distance, then you have to wear them. Where I live in the country, it's not really a problem, but I'm thinking down in the bigger cities, yeah, you're going to need to wear your mask all the time. So that's one thing I learned. Another thing I learned was to carry plastic gloves or rubber gloves wherever you go. So in my purse, I always have a Ziploc bag and some gloves, because touching grocery carts or anything, I have learned to do that. So I've learned to hand sanitize constantly when I'm out and about. I've learned to Lysol my wallet when I come in the house. I Lysol my purse and my wallet. I've learned how to make sanitizing wipes. There's all kinds of recipes all over Pinterest. So yeah, I learned how to make my own sanitizing wipes because you can't find them in the store. What else have I learned? Oh goodness, I've learned how to clean my groceries before bringing them into the house with sanitizing wipes. I can't even imagine what I would have thought if someone told me a month ago that I'd be sanitizing my groceries before coming into the house. So these are all kind of like little scary things that I've learned how to do, and I think most Americans have learned how to do. But, we have to do what we can to keep our families safe. Some of the other things I've learned how to cut my son's hair. Luckily, he's not super particular, but yeah, it needed to be cut, and I YouTubed that. I've learned how to set up my home office, which is not a crochet area anymore. It's my home office. But, the work's got to get done, and I'm really, really learning how much I appreciate my job, that I have one, and that I'm still working from home, but still working. I've learned how to Zoom. I've learned how much I appreciate electricity, because we lost our electricity the other day, and we had 4 inches of snow, which is probably why we didn't have electricity, but boy, did I miss it. I've learned how much my dog likes me. I've learned how much I miss going on road trips, especially the little yarn shops. I've learned how much I enjoy restaurants and again, how much I miss going to them. I've learned how hard my son's teachers are working for him and all of his classmates to make sure that they're staying on track. I learned how much gas I normally use because I'm not using any right now. There's a lot of things that I've learned and I think a lot of people have learned through all this. And that's a good thing. I guess that's a silver lining in this big dark cloud. One other thing I've learned is how to do corner to corner stitches. And so that's the crochet and knitting portion of the video. I have really started liking doing corner to corner. So I thought, since I enjoyed it so much with crochet, I bet I can do that with knitting. And last week I talked about how I had 2 skeins of yarn that I had used to make a baby sweater, and it was just left over from that project. And I didn't know what else I could do with it. So I thought, well, maybe I could make a corner to corner baby blanket. It would have to be pretty small, but you know, babies are pretty small, and it could just be an experiment. So this is just 1 skein. It's a Lion brand. I think it's called Homespun. It's easy to find. I think that it's probably in Michael's or Joann's or A. Seymour probably is where I got it, but I know they're not around anymore. But anyway, so it's the thing with knitting is it's hard to show how much you've done because if you pull it too hard, it'll come off the needles. But yeah, it's kind of coming along. So I have used 1 full skein. Actually, this is all I've got left of the first skein. So I figured, well, 1 full skein is halfway. So now I've done all the increases to get this far. So now I need to start decreasing. So with the next skein, when I attach that, I'll be decreasing. This has actually been really fast whip so far. I think I just started this 2 nights ago. And it's mindless, you know, it's just, I think I started with 3 stitches. I just kind of figured it out. I started with 3 stitches and then every other row I did an additional stitch on each end. So it's basically every row is getting increased, but I did it, you know, I did a regular row with no increases and then every other row I did 2. So yeah, it's growing pretty fast, and I'll use the same technique when I decrease. I'll just decrease on either side and we'll see how it goes. It looks stripy, but when it's turned correctly, there'll be diagonal stripes. So yeah, I think next week that'll, I'm sure, be done, and I can show you the progress on that. I don't know what I'll do with it. It'll probably end up in the inventory box where all of the other baby blankets turn out to be. So put that one away. The other corner to corner that I was working on, and I'm gonna have to pull this great big box all the way over here, is all of my leftover stash. So that one is gotten pretty big with my leftover yarns. And I was thinking I would go 100 rows before turning and starting my decreases. But I'm at 70, I think right now, 70 or 71 rows. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna go that big or not, because it's going to be this wide and this long. I am going to keep this one a square. I'm not going to make it a rectangle, so it's just going to be straight up increases all the way and then straight up decreases all the way back down. So I haven't decided yet. Part of me says, what else do I have to do? Why not go for 100? But the other part of me thinks, what if my yarn doesn't make it? I don't know. We'll see. If you have any thoughts or opinions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments. Of course, by the time I get them, it might be done and we'll know what I decided to do. I enjoyed working on this one the other morning when the electricity was out, because here, if we don't have electricity, we don't have heat. Let's see, what else have I been working on? I think I dropped a hook. I'll pick it up later. Oh, here's the hook. The other thing that I started last week, and I haven't really worked on too much, is my my summer beach cover up. I don't even know if I'll take it out because I've really only done a few rows on it since the last time I looked at it. And the reason for that is mostly because, one, I was busier with work. I had to go into the office a couple times just to get some supplies so I can work from home. And the other reason I didn't work on it was because it was cold, and it's really not very inspiring to work on a beach cover up when it's snowing outside. And snow in April is not super common. Usually you'll get like some flurries, maybe some freezing rain, but we had some good snowfall this week, so it wasn't really something I wanted to work on. I wanted to work on blankets. I also did a little weaving this weekend. One of these days I'll put up a little tutorial for weaving on the loom. Though, to be honest with you, I'm not super knowledgeable on it. I know the basics, and I can make like little coasters and placemats and things like that. But there are some really terrific websites out there and YouTube channels for people who really are amazing artists when it comes to weaving. I just make coasters. So yeah, that's what I've been busy doing this week. I hope everybody's staying safe and washing their hands a lot and just paying close attention to everything that's going on, but not too close attention. I think that you can get overwhelmed if you pay too close attention. So with that, I think I'll let you go. So I hope you have a great day. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.